Okay, you know how we do it, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, welcome to the Free Talk Podcast. My name is Kingsley Oba, aka CYK, the richest. You know what it is. Shit. So, you see, now my guy, no worry, you soon see him. He knows how we run it. So, you know what we do here? We come here to talk about issues concerning relationships, marriages, and many more. And what we just do is we bring, try to get solutions out there. We are not saying we have all the solutions, but we try to profess solutions just to make sure we keep, things moving, most especially in relationships, marriages, and whatever you want it to be for you. And of course, you know that this is Free Talk Podcast. So we are free to talk freely. We are just here to enjoy ourselves and make sure we have fun at the same time. But let me quickly say this. Ladies and gentlemen, it's just 2 weeks to go. The Crow Plus Comedy Festival, 29th of August. I don't know if you've gotten your ticket. If you have not gotten your ticket, I don't know what you are waiting for. Because you are doing yourself a disfavor. Because we have the comedians coming. I don't even need to stress again. First of all, the ticket is not even expensive like that. It's not as if I'm doing shakara. It's just $50. You understand? So get this ticket, come out with someone, or buy for somebody, bring somebody out on a date, and let's have some good time. We have MCPC, Loboy, Quadri Yusuf, Kofi the Guru, and some other opening acts that will be doing something that day. So go get your ticket and let's have fun. And if you don't have the $50, just download the Crow Plus TV app and subscribe to the premium plan for just $4.99 and you're good to go. It's as simple as that. Anyway, I don't need to overflog that. Let's jump into this. Ladies and gentlemen, I have a man. These are some of the men in your life that, when you meet them, they are destiny changers. They move they uproot your destiny and plant it in a very fertile place. This is the one of the listen, no, this one I'll calm down and introduce him. He is a man that I respect, I love dearly. Yes, it might sound cliche, but honestly, I love him, I respect him, and he's a man that has played a major role in my career and my life. Not just in area of business, but personally, he has been a major factor, a force of change in my life. He's a CEO, he's a business owner, he's an entrepreneur, he's a pace setter, a catalyst, an enigma, somebody who he's a mentor to mentors. I'm talking of he mentors people older than him. Ladies and gentlemen, we have here seated today the man that is in charge of my own finances, helping me sort out my finances. We are going to be talking about that. We're talking about the CEO of Finserve Pro in the building. Ladies and gentlemen, make some noise for Mr. Ayo! Hey! Oh, God. I call him Finserve Pro. Okay. You're welcome, sir.
Nice to be here.
You're welcome to the Free Talk Podcast.
Thank you.
Yeah. How are you doing, first of all? How are you doing?
I'm doing great. But before I say any other thing, I honestly want to, appreciate that introduction. It's a mutual feeling.
Yes, sir.
When you have a vision and then you come in contact with those who can help you move your vision from one point to the other. You've done just that in how many years that we met? It's not been 3 years.
Yes, sir.
But what we've done together in 3 years is so massive. And I honestly do appreciate you. And I respect you so much too. When he told me that you are the host for this, I'm like, you know what? I have to be here.
Yes, sir.
And
thank you.
My wife, also sends regards.
Thank you.
And thank
Madam.
you for all.
First lady.
Yeah, that you're doing. And I would also want to, thank the crew
Yes.
for what you guys are doing because I see that you are trying to play your own role
Yes.
in trying to keep and sustain an institution that a lot of people are giving up on.
Yes.
And I just want to say this to you who is watching. Whatever we say here is not we being judgmental. We are not judging your situation.
Right.
Whatever we say here is our opinion. And all you need to do is see if it applies to you. And use it if you want. Freely. Remember, it's free
It's
talk.
free talk. Oh, Lekwe. See where you go drop that's some rhymes there.
Yeah.
You know, thank you very much, Gaio. Thank you very much, for all you do for the community. Listen, this man does a lot for the black, let me use the word, the black community. I'm talking about the investment he is putting to improve the lives of the black community, most especially when it comes to finances, accounting, making sure they are able to, and not just that, in the area of investment as well. So I want to say thank you for what you do.
Thank you.
Finserve Pro is a financial, how do I call it?
I mean, I'll help you. So
Okay, please.
We are a financial services company.
Services, yes.
Founded in 2021. Having seen that we as immigrants, we face this huge challenge of finding the right service or services, to really tackle peculiar situation. And we offer 4 major services, bookkeeping and accounting. We offer tax services. We offer insurance services. We help with loans if you have a business and then you need that loan, or you want to buy a house, either residential or investment property. We can help you. I mentioned insurance. Insurance is not a luxury. If you can insure your phone, why not insure a bigger property and also your life? So these are what we do. And we have ancillary services like helping someone who wants to start a business, for example. We help with registration. We advise on the best way to, register that company.
Yes.
And if you need visibility, we also do that. So that's basically, what we are.
Exactly.
And we've been able to, help, as you said,
Zeg,
a lot.
I'm a living testimony. I'm going to be giving my testimony on this podcast very soon. It's coming and it's going to be big.
Amen.
Because it's been when they say bone will hook you for neck. For years, this man just came in and he's been on it, trying. He's like, he's on, when they say foot soldier, that's what he's been. So thank you very much. We'll keep putting out the good news about Finserve Pro. So please, if you need their services, we're going to put the details on the screen. You contact them. Bobby, let us jump into this.
Yeah.
So bros, we talking about the black community. You mentioned something about the peculiarity of our situation in so many cases. And the truth is, we say these things, but we don't really pay attention to them. Maybe we just feel it's there, or we just keep moving it, and then passing it down generation, these issues, these challenges. We're not really looking at solving it. We're just like cutting around the edges. We're not really like diving into this thing to see how we can solve some of these problems. And one of them is what we want to talk about today, which is financial red flags in relationship and in and in marriages. You see a lot of people go into relationships and even marriages, and there are so many issues financially, or let's say I don't know if you saw, there was this story on Instagram. A guy broke up a wedding a day to his wedding. No, I think it was the day of the wedding or a day to. He discovered the wife was owing 800 million naira to a bank. a day to the wedding, and he broke up the wedding. And a lot of people, particularly women, came for the guy. They're like, oh, if you really... Just very few women were like, you shouldn't... That's a good decision. But the greater number came after him and were like, why would you do that? If you love her, you will help her pay this thing. You walk through the whole thing with her and all that. So what do you think, when you hear financial red flags in relationships and marriages, what does that do to you?
I mean, you've stated one of many red flags that are out there. What you just stated is dishonesty. When you don't tell your partner who you are, including financially.
Is it necessary?
Very necessary. Because in every relationship, right, marital, casual, business partners,
right,
there's what we call expectations.
I agree.
Right? Now, if you know how much I earn, it would be foolishness for you to expect more than what I earn if you are my partner, my wife, my friend, for example. I can't imagine a friend of mine calling me now and asking me for $500,000 as a loan. Where do you want me to get it from? I'm not there yet, right? Expectations. You need to be honest about who you are,
right,
including financially. In fact, there's something that I say all the time. I met my wife October 1st of 2011. We agreed to kind of, start courting
relationship. Okay.
by October 11th or 12th, right? My pay stub that I got for the month of October, right, which we got around October 29. We will get our pay stub 29 because I used to work with the government then. I showed my wife. She was then a girlfriend. This is how much I earn from my salary, right? Now, because I deal with a lot of contractors, I used to be, like the cost accountant, the project accountant, pardon me, because we manage projects, right? Of course, contractors will sometimes, give you, thank you for pushing our voucher.
Right.
But I have a constant pay, which is my salary. And I showed her for two reasons. For her to know what I earn.
Expectation.
Right? Define our expectations from me and to take a decision. Can I put up with this? Right? Honesty. What that guy had done, in my opinion, is the right thing to do. Because trust me, if someone can be that dishonest before marriage,
to hide that,
they can't be honest with you in marriage. Now, the choice is yours. Just like I say to people, when you meet someone and you are lucky and fortunate enough for that person to tell you that I have a trust issue, do either of these two. Just walk away. Because when someone has a trust issue, most of the time they die with it. Right?
So it can be cured.
Most of the time they die with it. Right? Wow. Hardly can you cure. I don't think there's hardly. I mean, I'm not saying we don't have those, who
grew out of it.
But of course they would get help, and you as a spouse have to help them too. Right?
That's a lot of work.
Yeah, that's a lot of work. So you have to just tell yourself, or be prepared to live
with it.
right? Same thing when it comes to dishonesty. Leopards
Don't change their
don't change their spots.
So, okay, I have a follow-up question.
Yeah.
So, do you advise couples or spouses to be open with how much they earn to each other, like totally?
100%. 100%.
Like even when you have your personal account?
100%. Because, see, unfortunately, the way we view...
No, bros, because,
Hold on. Unfortunately, the way we view marriages these days is very funny, right? For me, when I say or make that decision that this is who I want to be with, this is how I see my wife, right? She's half of me.
Mm-hmm.
It means with her is a unit. So whatever you do to yourself, whatever you do to her or you do to him, whatever you do to your spouse, you do to yourself. Because that is, marriage is to bring a half and a half and make them one. So, and my grandmother would tell me, right, it is how you lay your bed that you would sleep on it. Same it is for marriage and relationships.
Okay, bro. So, in some marriages, they have joint account, the family account, and then they have their individual, account.
Yeah.
The family account or the joint account, is that not where you would say that, okay, they put their resources and say this is what I have, then their personal account should be like their own thing? Are you saying they should also make known how much or whatever they have in their own personal account?
So most of what I'll be saying here today will be based on my personal
what you do
experience, what I do. For example, for the record, I don't have a joint account with my wife. I don't see any reason why we should have one. When all of the accounts that I have, wherever they are, she has access to whenever she should. Now, is it that I get $10,000 payment from a client, for example, or maybe I do a business and then someone gives me a gift, right? Is it that all of the time I just tell my wife, hey, I just got 10,000? No. But if I have to, right, I will. It's not all the monies that came into my account that I told my wife. But I'm saying if I have to, I have to. I'll give you a very good example. When we got married newly, people gave us checks until even after a year. Maybe I go see someone and I say, they see a ring. Oh, you're married. Why didn't you invite me? I'm sorry, it was just, okay. Then they give us a check. All of those checks I give to my wife, right? Take whatever you think, we need to still, after marriage,
sort out,
you have a lot of things to sort, right? And she's a very good wife-ager. And I would say this, that sometimes too, these decisions have to do with who you are dealing with. I must be honest, right? Because I can't be too quick to judge someone or blame someone for not, coming all out. Because sometimes too, some of us, even men, we can be funny. When your wife has 1 million naira somewhere, you would make sure that money finishes. Some women too are like that. The moment their husband tells them, oh, I have this somewhere, that is when they will come up with unnecessary. So I get it, but let's be honest, right? if she is your wife, if he is your husband, and you know and accept that you are one, there's no reason for you to hide anything. No reason.
So now, that's a good segue to a question I want to ask again, because I think statistically, it is proven that one of the major causes of divorce and breakups in relationships and marriages is finance. So, because a lot of people just get married because, oh, I love this person, he's a great person, or he has a good job, he has a great job, or he's good looking, he's tall, different reasons. Most especially these days, a lot of people get married, I mean, I can say this for sure, is for, a lot of financial reasons. So now, and a lot of these people go into these marriages. The person might have a good job now and is paid well. But you discover that they end up having financial issues. What is the problem?
Yeah, you said statistically, you are very correct. 73 to 76% of the time, the major reason for stress in relationship is finance, because it is the bedrock of any relationship. And what is love without money, right? Love would help you, believe in someone.
Yep.
It would. You've seen that movie To Kill a Monkey. To Kill a Monkey, Bucci. Will they come for you?
I've really not seen that movie.
You need to go see that movie.
I've been watching it in patches, but I've really not settled down.
Take your time and see that movie. We all saw, Efe. Yes, it was loved by the wife. She stood by him, even though there was no money. That is what love should do.
Right.
But the thing is, if there is no money, that love would one day just hit the rock and die. Which is why, as a man, as a woman, you should always, see how you can double your hustle, be proactive in looking at what next to do. Right? I say this, for example, for those of us who leave countries like Nigeria and then we come to a country like the United States that is filled with so many opportunities. Yeah. You can't just sit, with doing Uber and CNA and, for the rest of your time here. When we have the opportunities, you have to seek them. Now, to your question, what happens if you get married to someone and all of a sudden they have issues with finances? Do you leave them? That would be
First of all, what could have caused? Because, some people have great jobs and they are making good money. And, of a sudden, they start having financial issues.
My friend.
In marriages.
It's the answer is simple. Discipline. During COVID, we have a lot of, guys, a lot of people, they were able to have 2, 3, 4 jobs,
yes.
And I know a lot of people that lavished, this money. I was talking to someone just on Friday, and he told me about a guy that made a lot of money, right? From something I don't want to say because of me. I don't want to give him out, right? And when I say a lot of money, I'm talking about millions. This guy never bought a house, right? He never bought a house from that money. And then he squandered the old money.
Probably buying cars.
Cars, parties, right? Money, like, our uncles and our grandparents would say, in my adage, we say, "Àlejò lówó." Money is a visitor, is a stranger. When they come, because see, and I'm saying this to you, right? Who you know deep down that you have what it takes to become wealthy. You will. Money will visit you soon. But when it does, the way you relate with money will determine if it's going to go and call his friends.
Yeah, right.
And say, "Come, we have found a good place." You have to invest your money. Because nothing in life is certain. Even the jobs that you are talking about, jobs are 9 to 5s, are to train you, give you what it takes, a leverage,
Right,
for you to someday look around you and say, "You know what, with what with my experience with this 9 to 5, I can solve this problem in my community." And then you create a system around that and start a business, right? We have to, and I'm saying this because I see it a lot of the times amongst Africans,
yes,
especially we Nigerians.
So now you just took the question out of my mouth.
Yeah.
Somebody, before the camera rolled, we were talking about some things, and I told you I went to see one of my uncles yesterday, and we had a great discussion, and we talked about a lot of things, most especially having to do with investment, finance, and he said, one of the biggest problems with the Nigerian community is that when we leave Nigeria to come here, we want to achieve whatever we didn't have in Nigeria in the space of 2-3 years. We want to buy a big car, we want to buy a big house, we want to buy the clothes we never. So he told me, and I was like, I didn't really think about it. He said, "Look at everything. And once we come here, it's like we want to, it's like crunch everything in 1 year." So do you think that that's true?
I love what he told you because it's what I discussed on a platform some weeks ago, I would say. The major problem we have as a people, and I'm talking about we Nigerians especially, we don't believe in process. Anything, right? Be it investment, be it a plan, be it a project. Whatever involves process, Nigerians don't want to be involved. We don't believe that a project requires when you have to roll up your sleeves and do the dirty work, which is, the seeding time.
Yep.
And then
the sowing time.
Sowing time, and then when you have to go. I mean, I lived with my grandmother for a while, so and when I say for a while, I'm talking about 13 years.
Jesus, that's 13, not a while.
13 years.
Boss, that's not a while. And, that's more than a decade now.
I mean, I say a while because 13 years is nothing.
No wonder you talk like an old man.
So early in the morning, she would wake you up. We have gardens, and then we have farms, right? So I learned from her that everything in life takes process, including the relationship that we are talking about today. It's not the day that you and I met that we became this close.
Exactly.
You saw what I did, and then you appreciated it. I could remember the day you came to the office, and then we were on this call for almost 40 minutes, and you saw the way I was laying all the questions, the way the lady process. Nigerians, black people, We don't believe in process. The Fords of today.
They'll come for you, bros.
Who? I mean, you know me.
They go drag. They go drag you like generator.
If you drag me, I go say make you just sit down. Let me explain myself, right? But honestly, we must appreciate that in life, whatever you want to do, it has a starting point. It has what you do in between, and then it has, what you get in terms of what you reap in terms of the fruit. So what is said is absolutely correct. You ask of a friend, a mutual friend, before the camera roll, and I said he came around just this Friday, and he said something. He said I was in Las Vegas for an event, and I saw few Nigerians there. Ayo, what's happening? I said, because what you went for requires process. And Nigerians don't believe that we need to look at when they did this LCC. What is it called?
Yes, the Ponzi scheme thing.
The Ponzi, yeah. I had few clients reached out, and I said, look, what you're about to invest in is a Ponzi scheme. No, it's a Ponzi scheme, right? Some still went ahead and invested and came back and said, Mr. Ayo, and you want me. That what is the process in that? We just want rich money quick. We have to do away with that mentality if you really want to succeed. And my what I'm about to say, I'm focusing on you who left Nigeria to come to US, Canada, UK, right? This is a system that is built for you to move from one spot to another. You can't jump. This life that we have, it has pages. If you skip one and you jump to page 10, one day you will come back, and unfortunately, time would have passed. You now become frustrated because you'll be like, no, what I've achieved, I shouldn't be back. And then frustration sets in. We have to be disciplined. You have to respect time. You have to respect people.
So, if a friend of mine told me something, he said he came here, he moved here with his family, wife and kids. And then, he was, trying to go through the whole system, hustling here and there. And he was doing pretty well. As at then, we were doing Amazon. Then he was trying to take some classes but he now noticed that the wife was doing CNA. And she was lucky enough to work in a place where they were paying her a lot. I think, it was like a one-on-one thing, so she was being paid so much money. And they were living in an apartment. And she said she wanted to buy a Mercedes. And she was driving a Toyota, one of these Toyota product, and he was like, no, I mean the car is, why don't you just save the money? And long and short is she ended up buying the Mercedes Benz. And he said this thing hurt him so bad that the love started dwindling. Because to him, he said it was disrespect. So now, because, and I said this to another friend of mine who is a lady, he's like, but it's her money. So do you think the lady was right, or, what was the play there?
Well, financially, she made a mistake. Even if let forget that she did it without the husband's consent. Right? If the husband had consented to such a decision, then both of them are financially unwise. I laughed when you were saying that because just on Thursday, I do take morning walks, right? And around my neighborhood, we have this apartment, right? And then I saw this guy, driving a 2024 Range Rover.
Jesus Christ.
Right? Within this apartment that I was just taking my normal. So out of curiosity, I greeted. Me.
See, you people don't know this man. See, this man is what I've never seen a daring human being in my life. There was a story they told me about a concert they went to. What was the concert you guys went to? Davido's concert.
Oh, someone told you?
It was Jide.
Jide told you the story.
He said that was the day he feared you. He was like, but maybe we'll tell the story, but no. Ogayo, listen, he has met governors, he has met councilmen, senators, and this is no protocol. He will just walk up to them and introduce himself.
Yeah, I mean, you have to believe in yourself. If there's one thing you are going to take away from this podcast, right, it is that please do believe in yourself. Whoever gave you that thing that is inside of you, respect him. If God gives you an idea, if he gives you something to run with, respect him and use it properly. So that being said, so out of curiosity, you know me, friendly, I was with friend. Hey, how are you, sir? I love your car. He said, good. I said, I'm sorry. Do you live here? He said, yeah, I live here, and I'm rushing to work, and I'm like, you live in an apartment, and you're driving a 2024 Range Rover. Beautiful car, right? That is not being wise. Because when you live in a rented apartment, every month you pay, you have nothing, no equity in whatever you pay as rent. But when you own your own home, every time you pay your mortgage, you have a portion that we call equity. Now, imagine how much this man is paying, for that car every month. I couldn't ask him because he was rushing to work. Now, the thing is, whenever he now gets his senses right, and he now decides to buy a home, it is either he pays off that car, right, or is not able to get, the loan. Especially
you don't have to. You must not have
too much. Debt to income ratio, right?
Wow.
Especially if his income is not that. Is not hasn't
He's
increased.
not making a lot of money.
And in America, it will take miracle for your income to just jump from point A to point P, for example.
Because the FBI will come. They ask questions.
What is it that you even want? Unless if one idea just came, right? And then out of it, you are able to make so much money, right? But in this country, we don't get those kind of stories every day. So that decision that he took, and which is very synonymous, to the one you just told me now, might impact them for a very long time, right? So when you come here, right, try to live within your means. Give room within that means to invest, right? Invest in things that you can be co-owner of. Like if you own a home now, you are a co-owner of that home with the bank as long as you keep paying, your mortgage. Every time you pay your mortgage, your ownership, increases. Though
Right.
if someday you are not able to pay, the bank will just come and take the house, which is why we say it is not until you pay up that house that it becomes your own, but at least your ownership increases. And those are the financial decisions you want to be taking. We've read stories of people making money and all of a sudden they are buying private jet. We read the story of a footballer that made I mean we can't mention his name.
Yep.
we have to,
No.
but I mean it's time we wake up in our relationships, our marriages. It's time we
So
wake
what do you
up.
think is responsible for this? Because a lot of Africans, most especially Nigerians, make this same mistake. We come in. What do you think is responsible for? Is it a complex thing, or do you think it is like I said, when we come in, we want to? Is it because of the suffering we went through back home?
I mean, there are several factors that is responsible for people coming to a country like the US, for example, and taking, very stupid financial decisions. But for me, the one that sits on top of the list is literacy.
Okay.
You would notice that you are likely going to be the same as those you landed, within.
Yes.
When you come from Nigeria, whoever welcomes you, and then you stay around, you are likely going to be
their pattern.
Yeah, and if you are unfortunate for such person not to have financial literacy, right? You are just going to follow whatever they are doing. That's number one. Now, the second thing is this, classism, my neighbor just got a 2025
Range Rover.
I have to buy the same. If I don't buy the same, I have to buy something better, right? You don't know what your neighbor is doing, right? You can't just compare based on what you see. If you ever want to compare based on what you know. Right?
Did you hear that? Don't compare based on what you see, but based on what you know.
Right? Because seeing can be deceiving. Seeing is believing. It can be deceiving. Right?
Seeing is deceiving.
Yeah. So that's number two. This my neighbor is doing this. I have to do the same. Number three. Yes, sometimes we think some decisions can help us soothe, the suffering that we've gone through, in Nigeria. When I came to the US, right, and I've done all different kind of jobs.
Of course.
Yeah. My first job in the US was for organizer. Mr. Thomas.
Wow.
Yeah. Mr. Thomas, if you are
Seriously?
seeing this, yeah. I worked with Mr. Thomas. I'm not sure if you know him.
Where is his office?
He owns a tire shop in Landover. Yeah.
What's the name of the place?
I honestly don't know. I think it's Thomas Tire. I don't know, to be honest. I've forgotten. But
Wow.
I remember him so much because he's a man that I will call nice, and sometimes Mr. Thomas can be very funny. Yeah, but I have massive respect for you, Mr. Thomas. If you're ever seeing this,
Shout out to you.
And the last time I saw him, we had a fantastic time, and this man would pick me up every morning, and then we would go look for tires, and and then whichever one we think is okay, we fix them, and then we sell.
This is someone that was in finance in Nigeria.
Yeah. I mean that's what I'm saying, right? That when you relocate, relocation should not just be about, oh, I'm going to get this American dream. You have to know what it entails, which is what most of us don't do. We jump into the pond not knowing, at least have an idea what's in the pond.
That you're hitting the restart button when you come.
Just have an idea. Try to know what is right. Now, when I came, I did that. From that, I did CNA job, and eventually it was time to do Uber, right? And I said, you know what? If I'm ever going to do Uber, I'm going to do Uber with a brand new car. I'm not,
As chairman,
and then I went to get a brand new car. Guess for how many percent interest? Guess. 22%.
Jesus.
22%. If somebody comes from Nigeria today and I'm privy to mentor them, you are never going to do that. Right?
22.
I'm telling you, at 22%. So now I'm paying for a car. Imagine how much I'm making from Uber and how much I have to, pay back, every month because
taking care of the family.
And then you have to take care of the family. But I mean, God bless my wife, right? Even when I make mistakes, right? There's a way she will just gracefully cover up for me. She's
Lori, we see you.
Yeah, in fact, I don't think till this day we have even ever discussed this to be a mistake, because there was no room, for her to be like, so why did you do this? We don't have this money. Why? And then I would have to come and explain that it's because I made this decision. She's been. That's a conversation for another day.
But no, bros, I know you're going to continue with, with what you please hold on that thought, because I want you to, kind of like circle around this particular thing you said now, because a lot of spouses, a lot of partners, they lack this thing. I think you mentioned this earlier in the conversation. You said you need to know who you are going into a relationship with. Because when it gets to this kind of situation, this is when, because you said something here, you made a financial mistake and she gracefully covered up, and you didn't even sit down to talk about it and say, why did you do this? I mean, so my thing is it that some people just want, because I feel either the man or the woman, sometimes we want to be the right person. Because I believe in your wife's situation, she didn't want to know who was wrong, who was right. So do you think it's because some people want to come out as heroes? Oh, yes, I'm the better person here.
In our own situation, right, there are times I ask my wife sometimes, I expected you to question me based on what I just did or just said. And my wife would be like, why should I question you? Whatever you did has not given room for an inadequacy for me to question you. So what I've really understood, if I am to base my answer on my experience, is that in every relationship in life, right, there's what we call negotiation. You would always have to negotiate in any relationship. Right? Now, how you relate with that person, either your wife, your husband, your business partner, would define how you are able to negotiate, right? If someone don't believe in you, for example, it makes negotiation tougher, right? So rather than you thinking, how can I negotiate this in trying to be a hero, work on the relationship with that person. Work with that person in a way that they will believe so much in your decision, even when you are not there. They should be able to say no. For example, now, call my wife now and say, your husband is somewhere fighting. She will tell you must. That's not him. Or tell your husband now, call her now that your husband is maybe in Range Rover. He wants to buy a Range Rover. We didn't have that conversation, right? Work on relationship. Work on how you relate with your spouse, because it's going to make that negotiation, very, very. You don't have to even prove that I'm the hero here. He or she will be the one to say, my husband is the hero. Just like I said here now. My wife don't have to try to prove to me that, the way women these days. I was seeing a video the other day when a lady was saying that we determine life. We determine life. And then the guy schooled her and said, look, your egg is as dead with that. You understand, right? Yeah. So this thing of women trying to prove that without, my wife don't do that. Yeah. But the way she relates with me, she would always get a flower any 100%. Day, anytime.
Which I know you do a lot.
Work on the relationship. Bother less. In fact, work on the relationship that even when you don't ask, your partner can know that this guy needs. Do you know how many times when we were dating? This is not even marriage. Dating. Remember I told you I gave my wife a pay stub. Yeah. The first month. Do you know how many times I will pick up my suit in the morning? My wife would have tucked money in my suit,
Oh, yeah. I think you told me the story.
Yeah. Because most evenings, right, when she's coming from work, she will come to my house when we were dating, because she was living very close. In fact, sometimes, Lori, I'll cast you here. Our mother will be calling her because she expected her to have been home. My wife, when she comes to my house, then she will just, she will just sleep off. And I'll be like, she's like, you don't know how much peaceful your home is.
And I don't know if you've been to his house here in America. He knows how to, put his house together. So I can imagine how your home would be back.
In fact, she called my sister one day and said, are you sure this guy is not married? The home cannot be this, So she will come in the evening, maybe she would have put money in my suit for me to buy gas the next day. You have to relate with whoever you are in a relationship with. Even when you are not there, they have your back. But I see most of us, we go the other way. We focus more on negotiation than the relationship.
Woo.
Yeah.
So we should focus on the relationship rather than the negotiation.
Yeah.
That's a very powerful one.
Yes.
That's a powerful one. I'm going to tell you a story. This is something that I know firsthand, and this is something that is happening now, which probably we might be hearing of, very soon. So this particular friend of mine, he is a relative. So the wife wanted to go do her body, the enhancements. Nyasha and breast
BBL.
And BBL and
free talk, yo.
He wanted to go and do BBL. And he told the husband was like, it's not as if she's that, she's honestly, she's okay. I mean, for the person that I know, the husband is like, I like you the way you are, honestly. I don't know what you. And she's like, oh, it's for my self-confidence and blah, blah, blah. The guy's like, this money, you're going to go and spend up to like $20,000 to do this thing. We can use this thing to get some investments, do something somewhere. And, long and short is, she went behind and did it. Guess what? This is my guy. The same thing. The guy was, honestly, the thing, it caused a major, like, in the marriage, like, they are at the verge of...
Just separating.
Yeah, letting it go. Because he feels you're more concerned about... To the guy, he feels more concerned. Do you think she's more concerned about... she deserves to do that because... some people will say, oh, she's doing it for her self-confidence. Maybe she felt a certain way about her body, being a mother who has given birth and all that. And putting that money to do that to her body, do you think is justified?
Self-love is key.
Yeah.
Let's be honest. But the thing is, when you are in a relationship with someone, try as much as possible to agree, like come to an agreement, right, in whatever you want to do.
Yes.
Right? If you want to do something now and your wife is saying no, give it some time. I say this, right, that in this life, as they say, Q Sarah, what would be, would be. There are situations where, my wife would want to do something and I'll say no, right? And trust me, later down the line, I'll be the one to say, it's like this thing, you need to do this thing. Not even referring to when she...
Yes.
But I ask you, I say, really? When? When did you ask me? Right? At that point, everything is not all about you, right? If there's something you have to do, that it has to be done, someday, somehow, that person you are in a relationship with would sit and would be the one to say, you know what, you are due
for
this thing. Let's go get it. And that time, you might not even have to pay with your own money. I've experienced this
countless
times in my marriage, in some people that that I've counseled, right? When you go take such decisions, God forbid, if anything happens to her, if it backfires, what do you think the husband would say? Or if it was the husband, when I was growing up, right, which is why women somehow I fail now. My mom would say, "Ayo, AY, don't do this." I'll go and do it. One day I told my mom, I said, "It's like you are a witch." Tell me, Mom, are you a witch? Because this thing, the same exact way you said it's going to happen, that you get your... Yeah. So that taught me to listen, to my wife a lot of the times. If I want to do something and she's like, I don't think it's right. So it's not, I would never subscribe to anyone, a man, just going against the wish or the agreement of your wife, or the wife doing that to go get something done because you want to feel good. It doesn't make sense when you feel good about yourself at the detriment of your spouse.
But it has to be an agreement.
It has to be an agreement. Take time, right? Whatever you want to do, you don't have to do it now. Especially situations like that. There's no. It's not that she's having health.
No, it was just for her.
And we see this a lot, right? Which is why I would want us to just end like this. That there are so many red flags in marriages, dishonesty, not being able to communicate well, for example, bringing huge debts, from your life into the relationship. In fact, I was Gege was
the advice. That's my guy.
Gege was telling that parent is the load that you can't, that you cannot carry, and you're not telling your daughter, go and meet your boyfriend now. We are seeing these things these days. These are red flags, right, that we see in marriage. And I just want to say this, right, that before you go into a relationship with anybody, right, and I'm going to look straight into the mic to say this, you have to consider 4 major things, right? 4 major things.
Yeah.
The number one is what we are discussing here today. When you see me push my glasses, it matters.
It's a serious matter.
Money. You have to discuss money.
Honestly, to be very honest, that was the last question I wanted to ask you. What should you consider going into any relationship with anybody?
Money, right? You must be able to identify how that person feels around money. Some people, when they see money,
their body is shaking.
Oh God, they just lose it. They lose even home training.
They will do anything for money.
I'm telling you, like once money lands on the table,
then Chris
is like cocaine. They will just go gaga.
They tear cloth.
I'm telling you. Right? So if you are the same person, the two of you understand. But if you are that person that is prudent with money, and then you are saying that this is the attitude of this person to money, that is not a match. Make him fine like Satan. I beg. Because they say Satan fine now. We don't know.
They make him fine like Lucifer.
like Lucifer. Run, Japa. Please, because you would never have peace of mind. Right? The number 2 thing that you should consider when you want to get married is talk about children. I wanted to have just 1. My wife said, I want 3. So we said, okay, you know what? Let's compromise. We do 2. And we have 2 kids today, right?
And they have a boy and a girl.
We have a boy
Beautiful.
And a girl, right? So talk about children. The other thing you want to talk about is how do we move forward, and take care of our families that we are coming from, right?
That's number 3, right?
That's number 3. You have to be sure that, look, when we come together, this is our new family. We can't forget the family that we are coming from, but there has to be a boundary.
Boundaries, yes.
There have to be boundaries. It's not that you just wake up one morning and then your father, your mother is knocking your door. Your parent is calling you.
They overstay.
They are asking for money all of the time. There has to be a boundary.
Fantastic.
Right? And this last one is very, very important too. And I mean, I don't want to use the word religion. But I will use the word faith.
Discuss
what
faith.
Is your faith based? As a Christian now, there's nothing wrong in you marrying a Muslim. I'm not saying that, but you have to
know that,
talk about it. What religion would our children,
be focused on?
Yeah. How are we going to,
what religion,
how are we going to raise them? Right? That's number one. And, faith is beyond
going to church.
Going to church is beyond religion too, right? You have to know how that person relates with God. You go marry person wey no fear God. You want make him fear you?
Hey, whoa.
Now let me say it in English.
He say he marry person wey no fear God. You want me to fear you?
You
go beat devil. You go beat devil enter your body. No, beat and comot.
So let me because free talk. We don't know. Maybe people we don't understand. Yeah. My next life, I go come from worry. I like that people. I like the way they talk. Yeah. But what I said there is make sure whoever you are going into a relationship with has the fear of God.
Wow.
No one created by God would fear you without having the fear.
Exactly.
For the Creator.
Man, that is a point to rest it. See, if you leave me and Ogayo, we will go on and on and on because our relationship goes beyond, this official, podcast or whatever. So it will go on and on. And we probably will have you again, please, because I have not even scratched the questions that I wanted to hit on.
Yeah.
But we'll have this. We'll have a second phase of this.
Definitely.
So please. Make sure you watch this. If you can watch this like 2 or 3 times, because if you notice, I didn't talk too much because I wanted him to really educate us in so many aspects because he's the expert here. So if you can watch this thing, take your time to watch this podcast, learn, write down things because that's one thing we don't do this in this generation. We don't write down things. Write down things so that you can go back to them. Thank you very much, Mr. Ayo. Please. You need to be a part of this business. I'm talking about Finserve Pro. I'm telling you, I'm not saying this because he's here. He's the one handling my, my accounts. He's the one educating me, telling me what to do, helping me get out of some financial bottlenecks that I found myself because I made those same mistakes too. I made some crazy my own. What he go say, he could get the thing in the neck, he pressed me for neck, but he helped me out. So you need to patronize this business. You need to be a part of this family, the Finserve Pro. I'm a part of the family. I'm actually a brand activator for the family. They are one of the major support for the show, the Crow Plus Comedy Festival. They are one of the major supports for the show. So thank you very much, sir. Thank you for coming. We really appreciate you. We hope to have you same time.
Thank you,
sir.
Thank you.
Peace out.
Bye.